Okay. Not very good start. Sorry about that. Hey guys. Alright. Sorry about the wait. Been kind of a busy morning here getting ready. But we're ready to build Haze'n-thley II. No, just say. And let's stop that. Let's see. Having the instructions would be good. Let me just get everything all set here. Let's see. This one. YouTube. Then Twitch. And Facebook. Alright. Now I can see everything. And I can see you all. How's it going, Alex? Good morning. Glad you could join us. My dad, once again here, is a top fan on Facebook. I don't know if you're still watching, Dad. He commented, so I don't know if he's still there watching. But let's see. Sorry. As soon as we started, apparently I got a cough. I'm not actually sick. I'm just excited to build this kit. So how are you guys all doing? Just a reminder, I'll have to say this again. Hey, what's up, Zach? Hope everything's well. Adrian, everything is well, thank you. Just a reminder to those of you guys, I'll have to say this again later, I'm sure, but just if you have any questions or comments, anything you want to direct directly at me, please put that either in all caps or tag me in your comments so that I can see it easily. Ricardo, hey, what's going on there? I want to say this morning, but I don't know, is it morning where you're at or not? Let's get to building, because it's not any time to waste today. A lot of things to do. After this, aside from this video that you're currently watching and the review video for this, which will be up next as well, also got a not very successful video on how to make a marble tile base. Caleb, you can stop it there with the F's. That's gonna be enough, thank you. The Haze'n-thley II will also get a live build. I don't know, maybe not. The Haze'n-thley II may not get a live build. And I'm super dark right now. That's better if I'm farther away. If I can adjust this light. Okay. Turn this. Is that like not good? There we go. That's alright, isn't it? Oh, okay. And everything here still looks okay, so alright. Hello from Florida. Yeah, into the L. Indeed. Okay. Yes, the Haze'n-thley II raw maybe will not get a live build because it won't really be maybe as much of a point after we've live built this one, right? Winged Wolf, hello from Twitch. Hello, good morning. Yeah, and sorry, this morning I didn't give you guys a whole lot of notice before the stream. Like I said, it's just kind of hectic this morning. Getting ready, getting the kids off to school. Had to drive my wife to work too today. So, you guys know how it is. I think this is a cool build. And I will turn my phone on silent. Sorry about that. You guys don't necessarily need to hear those alerts. Did you get the Woundwort resin kit? JD's. No, I didn't get the Woundwort resin kit. It was pretty cool, but honestly, it was a little bit over detailed, or I didn't really like necessarily all of the details of it personally. So I wasn't actually all that into it. As much as as much as I love the Wound War, as much as I love Advanced Zeta stuff, that one didn't really totally do it for me for whatever reason. So yeah, didn't get that one. Okay, and this guy in here. Okay, that fits in there like that, and this one into here like this. And this one over here. But yeah, as I was saying, aside from the review of this, a couple of the videos I'm going to be working on today is finishing up a kind of work in progress video on the base for my Vigna Kira kit, my modified Vigna Gina 2. Dang. But I finally got around to working on the base for that, but I've been working on it yesterday, and I keep messing it up, so it's not quite done yet. It was supposed to be done yesterday, and I was planning on having the video about that for you guys posted last night, but I kept messing it up, so it's not done yet. I need to put some more paint on it. So we're going to finish that up, so we'll have a kind of work in progress video just making the base for the Vigna Kira. And what else? What else are we working on today? Also working on some more frame arms stuff. Of course, it's frame arms month, so I've got some more frame arms stuff that I'm working on. And I don't know. It should take up probably most of the afternoon. Just working on that stuff, but that's what's going on at the moment. What are all you guys working on? Calamity Strike, hey, do you remember me from the last stream? The name certainly sounds familiar, so yes, I'm sure I've seen you around with the name. Dad's there on YouTube as well. Winged Wolf said, think you'll get either the RGP Bandai Perfect Strike or the PG in a few months. Not the RG Winged Wolf, but I do plan on getting the new PG Strike, the 1.5, as it were. Yes. At first I debated it, and then I thought, well, there's no point in debating it. I'm gonna want to check it out because I really like the kit. I've built the original Strike, and I liked it, and I thought, just check out the new one as well. Why not, right? So here is essentially the torso, and it's pretty cool. And then this is basically the backpack. So just kind of plug onto kind of the back of it like that. And we've got some stickers. Where's my sticker sheet? Here we are. Got some stickers for this. I'm going to adjust this here a moment. There we go. Okay, these are stickers 7 over here. Yeah, I think the new PG Strike does look pretty cool. I mean, we've only really seen it a little bit, so I'm not. And from my original take on that, just seeing it at first, I thought I wasn't really too into all of the changes they made to the design. But I think I'm going to come around a lot more as we see more about the kit. Basically, there's not really too much to see about it. I mean, internally, it's going to be mostly the same. But as long as once we see more photos of it, like proper photos of it, I think I'm gonna like it more. I like that it's more detailed. It definitely looks good. The perfect pack Although, I don't know. The Perfect Strike has just always been just a little bit too much for me. Having all of that stuff on there, it seems like just kind of too much. So, yeah. Remind me again, how many Advanced Zeta kits are there? Just the main mechas, not the support vehicles. Well, there's still quite a lot. I mean, just in the original HGUC line, how many standard release HG kits did they had? They had the Hazel Custom, the Advanced Hazel, the Hazel 2, and they also had the Gatplant Haru. And I think the Hyzak is also marked as an Advanced Zeta kit, I believe, on the box. Is it? I'm not sure. I can't remember offhand, actually. The Hyzak Advanced Zeta kit. But then also the Quell. The Quell is marked as an Advanced Zeta kit. So that would be 5, maybe 6? I don't think I'm forgetting anything. 5 or 6 are in the original HG line before we got all the P-Bandai stuff that's been out more recently. Then there's also the Master Grade Quell is not marked as Advanced Zeta. I think that was just marked for 0083. Again, correct me if I'm wrong about that, which I very well might be. Where is that tiny red piece? There it is. The V-fin on this thing is very thin, so you have to be real careful with that one. Okay. Cujo Fire, you're trying to make a list for Christmas. Well, always on the Gundam Wiki page, you can always see what kits are out. I guess it wouldn't really narrow it down. It doesn't narrow it down by series, I don't think, so I guess you would have to know how many there are from Advanced Zeta. So, you're right, the MG Quell is 0083. Okay, I was right. Good. Not that it really particularly matters, but just for point of reference for anyone wondering. I knew it wasn't Advanced Zeta, but good to know. Have you seen the P-Bandai HG Origin reissues? I'm not sure that I saw that the P-Bandai Origin stuff was getting reissued, but pretty sure I have everything P-Bandai Origin that I want, so I don't think there's anything too much really that I miss. I love the P-Bandai Bugu, the orange one. I love that, but it's just a recolor, so I'm not really too interested in buying the kit. I can just repaint the regular Bugu in orange. It's easy enough. But that is one P-Bandai Origin kit that I really like that I don't have, but it's for a reason. Oops, and I forgot the V-fin. The V-fin going to fit up inside of here. So I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this. None. There's like this is the part for the top of the head, and the V-fin has like the main V-fins, and it has like the two like little ones there in the center as well, sort of similar to the Banshee, and those fit up through the little slots in like this part for the top of the head. Really cool. That slots into there, and then this tiny little red piece fits into here. I'm putting it in backwards. There we go. Tiny little red piece fits into there on top of the head. Very cool. Very long and triangular head. The back is like really big and square, and the front is super long and pointy. You got a pizza head. And we do have a camera here for the top of the head as well. A camera sticker, I should say. Is this Hazel 2 with a Gatplant and Hazel with the Hurudu parts? No, Ra8200 there on Facebook or on YouTube. The Haze'n-thley II is a version of the Woundwort. It's a TR6 model, so that means that it's a version of the Woundwort. The TR1 is The Hazel TR6 is the woundwort. So this has woundwort parts, and like the core of it is the same as the woundwort. That may not have been exactly what you were sorry, may not have been exactly what you were asking in your question. If that's not, then I'm sorry, but if that was what you were asking, I hope that answers that for you. This is not based off of the Hazel in Canon or in kit form. There we go. Sticker is nice and on there. There we go. Yeah, it looks super cool from the front, but yeah, how chunky that head is at the back. It's very triangular. Looks kind of weird, but I think it's going to be hidden, of course, once we get everything else installed around there. So there's the torso and the head. Zaku Zaku! Hey, thank you for your donation. Say, hey there, huge fan of your work and content. Absolutely love your Easy 8. Oh, you bought my Easy 8 last year. Awesome, thank you. I'm glad you liked that. That was, like I told you at the time, one of my very first painted kits, so I do actually agree that I think it came out pretty well, considering it's just sprayed with just spray cans, and very early in my painting adventures. But yeah, that's awesome, thank you. Hey, anyone think the head of this looks like a GN drive? Yeah, I mean, it has a really odd shape. But just like I said, from the front, you don't really notice it so much because you're just seeing this super sharp, really interesting looking Gundam face there. And I like the face of the Haze'n-thley II Ra, if you guys haven't noticed, has a different face on it. It has like a more traditional Gundam style looking face within the helmet. It's kind of hard to see because it's far inside there, but I like the Haze'n-thley II Ra's face better. This has that more, yeah, like I said, traditional looking Gundam face on it. So next is the arms. Let me see. I'm just gonna check as a framing for this. Let's put that off to the side. There, and uh-oh, shoot. I have to be careful taking the parts out of this container because as I'm picking them up, sometimes they drop into the adjacent little box and they're mixed in with all the other parts. So I just dropped one of the arm parts in with all the leg parts, and lucky I was able to see which one it is. Fish it out straight away. Well, I was just kind of lost. This kit has a ton of parts, by the way. If you guys didn't watch the unboxing, you saw it just has a lot of runners, but yeah, just a lot of parts for this kit. It's pretty insane. It took a good while to get all these parts all denubbed and ready for building. So like this is all the parts for one arm. It's pretty crazy. On like a normal HD kit, that'd be like enough parts, just in terms of the number of them, like enough parts for 2 arms. It's got quite a lot. And then the legs is even crazier. The legs, it's got a ton, because it's basically like the full leg of the woundwort, essentially, which like folds up, and then it's got all the extra parts there added onto the whole lower shaft of that. It's absolutely gigantic. And let's see, I want to adjust this a little bit brighter for you guys. It's looking a little bit dark there. There you go. Okay, go away. Said go away, please. And YouTube on Facebook. Where is it? There we go. And there you go. It's backwards. There we go. Alright. Now I can see what's going on better. This has MG levels of plastic. It's insane. Yeah, there's a ton of plastic with this kit. What's my favorite IBO kit? My favorite IBO kit. That's a tough one. I mean, the standard grays is an awesome kit, but I think as much as I love the grays, I think prefer the Reginlays a little bit more. It just has a little bit more cool design going on with it. I really like that one. And what else? I like the Helmwood Rain Car. It has a really cool design as well. And a lot. I don't know, the Grimger is also really cool. There's a lot of really cool HGs in the line, so there's no shortage of that. Let's see. So arms. We build the forearms. So it has like the whole forearms. Forearms and hands is all from the wound wart, and then pretty much everything else is new for this. So this forearm section and the armor for the front and back of it. Armor on the back of there, like that. And this one on the front, like that. And the hand in there. So that's all, aside from this top part here, this whole part is all from the wound wart. But then it changes because the upper arm is, of course, entirely different. And the whole elbow joint, like the whole elbow is basically this giant thing that's on there. Everything about the Reginalays is awesome except for his hands. Yeah, the hands of the Reginalays are terrible, and the weapons are also kind of stupid as well. But the design of the mobile suit itself is really cool. I like it. Yeah, the hands are awful. Hockey pucks, I think, is what I called them in the review of that. Let's see. Alright. Hasaki over there on Facebook, what's going on? That kit, as great as it looks, is quite out of proportion. Bandai stopped giving a shit about proportion accuracy, I guess. Yeah, I've seen that complaint a lot. People complaining about the accuracy of the proportions of this kit. Honestly, I don't really care too much. Just me personally. I know some people do, but personally don't care too much about this size accuracy as long as it's not like, I don't know. I was gonna say as long as it's not like super ridiculously out of proportion, but even then I don't know if I really care that much because as long as the model looks cool, that's all I really care about. If it looks cool, and I mean like it looks right. I mean, if the proportions are super weird, like it has like a super giant SD head or something like that. Like for example, some of the old master grades like had really big bobble heads. Like that, proportion-wise, I could not like that, but the proportions for this I think look fine, and just like the overall size. I think the complaint people are having about this is more about just about it being too large compared to other mobile suits that should be of similar size. So it's like people are complaining about the overall size of this, not like the particular proportions, like the legs are too long or the head is too big or something like that, which the legs are super long. But I think that is more the complaint people are having about this. Just overall size is just very big, too big. Some people might say. This part of the design I've always thought was just really weird. How it has this whole section here going off the back of the arm. It's kind of like the elbow joint of the kit. It has this super long extended part. It's cool for the mobile armor mode. In mobile suit mode, it just is very strange looking. But you gotta love it. So that's that, and let's see. Wingwolf says, since the 10-year anniversary of the first episode of the OVA is next year, do you think we'll get a 2.0 of the Unicorn? I don't know. Master Grade 2.0 of Unicorn? Master Grade 2.0 Unicorn, I think it's a kit that a lot of people would say it definitely could use a 2.0. And I'm missing a part here. It's in the wrong place, probably. Where are you? There you are. A lot of people, I think, would say that the Master Grade Unicorn needs a 2.0, but I wouldn't really be among them. It definitely could be improved with a 2.0, but I think the Master Grade Unicorn kind of still looks really good in terms of just its proportions and details, so I don't really care too much about having a 2.0 of it. Obviously, some of the proportions and weight issues and things like that could be adjusted, so I don't think it really particularly needs a 2.0 as much as other kits do, but we all know how much Bandai loves to milk the unicorn, so if they saw the opportunity to make some more unicorn kits, I don't think they would necessarily pass that up, so I don't know. It's an interesting idea. While Bandai has does sometimes put out kits, or like in relation to like anime series anniversaries. They don't always do that, so I think it's kind of hard to make guesses based on that. It's just kind of random if they're gonna actually do that for certain anniversaries or not. Like, cause we have we've had like other anniversaries come and go where we didn't really get like kind of pretty much anything. So and it just seems totally random. Whatever. Obviously, like the main thing is they're just worried about whatever's gonna sell, right? So the Masquerade 2.0 unicorn, they certainly could sell. And why does this feel very loose? Feels a little bit too loose. I'm a little worried about that. Not that the joint is going to be loose, but I'm just kind of worried because it feels like that is not put in there correctly. But let's see, once we get this all together, it'll be a little bit better. Oh yeah, it's better. Interesting. This shoulder armor joint here is not like a full-on ratchet system, but it can feel a little bit of like kind of a sort of proto-ratchet system in there. It's got a little bit of that going on. Kind of interesting. And then just have this part here out the back. With this guy, we do have a sticker for that as well. Sticker number 4. Yeah, I know how much Bandai loves money. I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Bandai, at the end of the day, it's just a company trying to make money. So complaining about this and that or making predictions about this and that, you got to remember Bandai's number one motive is always going to be just making money. So they're concerned about what's making money, and hey, the more money that Bandai makes, the more awesome models they can make for us to buy, so I'm not going to blame them too much for trying to make money, because at the end of the day, it's better for us. The more money that Bandai makes, the more cool stuff that we can buy, so it's all good. I'm fine with that. There we go. Here's the arm, looking very cool. Love the detail on the side of there, and this cannon here. These cannons can't be brought to the front. You have to kind of angle. They have to be like flying to shoot forward. They can't come up over the shoulder. They're just stuck up like that. You can like have it out to the side, so you can shoot fools off to the side. But yeah, there you go. That's that, and an extra hand, and throw the other arm up here. I kind of got the hang of it, so should only take a few minutes. What do you think of the builds so far? I've got the HGUC coming early next year. Tony, I guess you mean you've got the white colored version, the Haze'n-thley II raw coming. It's not HGUC colors, but yes, I take your point. Yeah, you're gonna like it a lot. It's a really cool build. Super cool. Tons of parts. And transforming into just the regular mobile armor, but then I also have a transformation into the top and bottom fighter as well, which are super cool looking. So I think you get a lot of bang for your buck with this kit, and it's a lot of bucks you're gonna be paying for it because it's big, it's B Bandai, all that. But I think it does pay off. It is worth it. There's a lot of kit to enjoy here, and very, very cool. Reagan, thank you for donation. What do you think the next 2.0 MG kit is? That I don't know. And we had not very lengthy, but we had a discussion in the last live stream last week about 2.0s, and I kind of made some predictions about what I think the next Masquerade 2.0 kit will be versus what I think it should be. So I kind of already talked about that a bunch last week, but essentially what I think the next Masquerade 2.0 kit is going to be, I have no idea, because I don't know. I never would have expected the 2.0 F91. So, I mean, I know, I don't know. I mean, since we were just talking about the Master Grade 2.0 Unicorn being a possibility next year because of the Unicorn anniversary, I suppose that is possible. So you could say that could be the Master Grade Unicorn gets a 2.0 next year. But the one thing we can say with for certain is that there won't be any more 2.0 Master Grade kits out this year. That's for sure. But next year, I'm sure there'll be something. But I don't know, what other 2.0s could they make? I don't know. Off the top of my head, I'm just going to say a Master Grade 2.0 Zaku 1. Probably not very likely, but I'm certain that a lot of people would like that. 2.0 Zaku 1 would certainly be very welcome. We've had the 2.0 Zaku out for ages, and there's the 2.0 Goof even. 2.0 Dom, possibly? Because they already made, well, I don't know, maybe not, because they already kind of made like a 1.5 version of the Dom. What the? They already made like a 1.5 version of the Dom, basically with making the, what's that? The Dom, suddenly drawing a blank on the name, the Dwaj, the P-Bandai Dwaj. And the P-Bandai Dwaj Kai, I think, is out next month? So anyway, I don't think that they're going to make a 2.0 Dom anytime soon. I think I said that in the review because of what they've already done with that, with the P-Bandai version of that. But a P-Bandai 2.0 Zaku 1 is something that I think has kind of been really long awaited. We got the Goof, we got the Zaku 2, and the Dom's probably not going to happen at this point, so the Zaku 1 may be the next in line for a 2.0 Xeon release. Where is this piece? Suddenly missed. Oh, here it is. Dropped it into there. Okay. So anyway, Zaku 2, Zaku 1 2.0 Yawn. Yeah, it wouldn't be the most exciting thing. I agree, Gabriel. But Patrick, again, with the extreme donation there. Thank you for that. Last time you were going crazy too. You're just now joining. I wanted to say I love the amount of content you consistently put out. But 2 questions: what's your next Trash and Treasure project? And also, will you be reviewing the high-res God Gundam? Sorry if that's been asked already. No, it hasn't been asked already. Not in this live stream anyway. I don't think I talked about this last week either. Patrick, again, just thank you for your support. And I mean, if the consistent content is what you enjoy, then I mean, obviously, yes, I'm making that. But you should also be sure to thank Adam at USA Gundam Store, because now that I'm working for him, the amount of content, and specifically the types of content things I'm making now, is all thanks to Adam supporting me. So that's have to give thanks where thanks is due there as well. But as for your questions, the easy one here first, will I be reviewing the high-res God Gundam? The answer for the time being is no. I just don't really. I love the God Gundam, but I don't really like the design of the high-res. I was kind of coming around to it a little bit more, and maybe we'll review it someday, but at this point in time, no, I don't think so. And I'm sure there's people who would like to maybe see me review that, would like to get my opinion on the kit, but I think probably more people would be more interested in seeing me do more type of work in progress and tutorial videos. So I think my time is better spent on doing that, which I also enjoy more. I think more people want to see compared to me reviewing another kit, which other reviewers are reviewing, and it's a kit that I'm not really personally all that interested in. So I think it's just better for everyone that if I just pass on kits that I'm not particularly interested in and spend my time doing other stuff that I think you guys would probably prefer to see anyway. So that's that. As for the Trash to Treasure project, at the end of the Tristan, I talked about how, or I put a little teaser at the end of the video, how the next Trash to Treasure is going to be the 144 scale Esculapias from G-Unit. And I'm having second thoughts about that. I'm not sure if I do want to do that or not, because what my plan was for that, because I have the kit that I built a long time ago, and I colored some of it with paint markers, and it's got like some panel lining on there and everything. So what I was gonna do for that project was to the theme for this Trash Treasure series be like an old kit that you kind of junked up in like your old days of building, like it was for me. It's just an old kit that I didn't do a good job on because it was like one of the first kits that I ever built. So to take one of those kits and then uh, bring it back to life essentially, so kind of clean up everything that you did wrong and then turn it into a good, proper looking build. So that was my plan for that, but I'm not sure if I still want to do that with that kit, or if I want to just get a new Esculapius kit and just start from a new kit and just do the Treasure series just kind of based on just an old kind of clunky kit and just making it look good with just a fresh Esculapius kit, a new one. But the problem with that is that the kit is kind of a little bit hard to find. Now, it hasn't been in production for a while, so I have to find one, which wouldn't be all that bad, but I mean, shouldn't. There's just something anyway that is making me wonder if I want to go that route, or I could go a different route entirely and just do a different kit other than the Esculapius. But because I already teased that as being the next one, I feel like I should probably stick with that. So I don't know. At the moment, I'm not entirely sure. Probably, maybe, I'm not sure about this entirely. We'll have to see how it goes. But whatever the next Treasure series does end up being, ultimately should start next month in December, before the end of the year. So I'm not entirely decided on that. I really like the design of the Esculapius. I think it's a cool design, and I would like to do kind of a theme of, you know, bringing an old kit back to life. But we'll have to see. One of the things that is a problem for me is just getting the old paint that I have on there off of there, because like if you're in the States or something, I know a lot of people use some different products. Purple Power, I think, is the product that a lot of people use there in the States. And for stripping paint, right? And let's see, sorry. But we don't have that here. I can't find that here. Basically, I haven't found yet any good product available here in Korea for stripping paint. That's what I need. And so if I can't find that, if I can't find a good product here for stripping off like 15-year-old paint, then that's going to be quite a hassle for me to try to just sand off all that old paint on that kit. And I don't know if I can really be bothered by that. So, I don't know. I'm thinking about that. But I did have some other ideas instead of that I thought I might want to do. One of them just being doing an old 80s kit. So it's like an old like 1/100 scale. What do I've got? I've got a couple of them up there. An old 1/100 scale Zaku cannon, possibly. I've got that up on the shelf. That would make a good Treasure build as well, I think. So there's some options, and we've got time. So like if I don't do the Esculapius now, if I do decide to change my mind and do that, postpone that and do something else first, then I can always do that later. Always come back to it. So like I was saying, guys, there's a lot of parts for the legs. These are all the parts for one leg. Yes, an old 80s kit would be boss. Alright, good to know the doctor agrees on that one. And it's MSV, yes, of course. So, we'll see. For doing an old 80s kit build, I wouldn't want to do it. Usually, people go two ways with that. They build it up like retro style, like they don't modify it a bunch. They just like close up all the seam lines and maybe fix up some of the details and just paint it up nicely, and that's all. Or you have other people which go the route of like completely modifying it to like completely modernify it by completely like replacing the frame of it or replacing joints or like scratch building new joints for it or something like that. I don't know which direction I would want to go. Maybe something in between. Maybe fix up a couple of the joints so it can at least get a good proper stance. But I wouldn't want to go. I don't think I would really care to go like too like full on to basically completely change the entire build. I would just want to make it so that it's changed just enough to so that it looks nice. Because one thing that I don't like, I mean, I like the look of the retro style of those old kits, but the one thing that I don't like about them is that a lot of them just can't stand with their feet flat. So I would want to make it just stand at least so that the feet can stand flat on the ground. So just giving it the ability to make a proper stance I think would be enough for me, and then just fixing it up just to make it look good. Would probably be how I would go for an old 80s kit. Do the Elmeth? Probably not. Probably not the Elmeth. I just really don't like the design of that at all. I wouldn't really care. Also, the important thing about these projects is that I have to actually care about the design. Oh, what's up? Universal Juan. Do you want to remain as Universal Juan, or can I say your real name? Universal Juan. Universal Juan is an old coworker and friend of mine from college. Nice to see you here. It would be nice to see you in real life again one of these days. That dude. Why isn't this going quickly? That dude came a long way to come to my wedding many years ago, 4 years ago. Universal Juan is not a Filipino. He's not a Filipino. Been lurking in your vids all the time. Oh well, thank you, buddy. And this is not wanting to go in there quite right. There we go. Clicked into place. Okay. Alright, that goes into there. And then... and just leave me as UJ. Alright, UJ. Love you, buddy. Hope you're doing well as well. But yeah. He was one of the few friends that came from very far to come to my wedding a few years ago. Still very thankful for that. My wedding in America, I should say. We had two weddings. We had a wedding here in Korea for like my wife's family and everything, and then we had a wedding in America as well, in my hometown, for like my family and friends and everything. So I did have a couple of friends come from Japan. A couple of Japanese friends came here to Korea for my wedding here in Korea, so that was pretty awesome as well. Came from an entirely different country. That was nice. But yeah, our wedding in the States also, we were graced by having a few very, very out-of-town friends come as well, so that was awesome. Yeah. Hey guys, there's an owl in my window. Ew. What? Gurv Kebab on Twitch said, I kind of hate that you have that kit. I'm gonna have to pay around $80 to get it in Italy, but I still love you. Well, Gurv Kebab, if it's any comfort to you, I would say $80 I think is very reasonable for this kit. I mean, considering already like the list price for I think was around 60 in Japan. So to get it for around 80 is not all that much, and I think it's still kind of worth it. It's still like 80 bucks for an HG. You think, ugh, kind of, I don't know about that. It's a lot, which it is a lot for an HG kit, but yeah, there's a ton of parts in this kit, and it's very big. So 80 bucks, I think, for this kit, not that bad. So don't feel too bad about it. I think you'll love it. If you like the design, if you like Advanced Zeta designs, you're gonna love this kit. So don't sweat it too much. I always feel kind of nervous about talking about the price of stuff and stuff like on YouTube, because you always have some people out there that'll be like, if I say like $80 is not that expensive, someone will say like, that's my budget for kits for 3 months. How dare you say something like that? That $80 is not that expensive. I always will get some sort of comment like that if I mention anything about the price of something being one way or the other. C'est la vie. Calamity Strike says, hey, do you think they will make an RG IBO line? I don't know. I never expected that we were going to get a Master Grade Barbatos this soon. I always knew it was a possibility that we might get someday, but I never expected this soon. So that was a big surprise to me. So I guess if we suddenly got an RG Barbatos out like next year or something, it wouldn't be all that surprising at this point. And obviously, if we got anything from IBO, it would be the Barbatos first. Anything else after that, I don't know. But as for Master Grade, I think we talked about this a little bit in the last stream as well, but just to reiterate. First of all, hang on. Basically, a lot of these parts we have left are kind of mostly kind of parts from the Woundwort legs, or just like new parts for making the Woundwort legs. So like this is like all the new leg that's basically added on to what is essentially just a folded up Woundwort leg inside there. So you have this, so it's like two legs in one basically. You have that, and then we build the part of the leg which is supposed to be kind of the folded up unicorn leg, or folded up unicorn, folded up Woundwort leg. But yeah, after the Barbatos, what's going to be the next IBO Master Grade kit? Yeah, I don't know, some other Gundam design, but I do hope that eventually they will make a Master Grade Greys as well. Would be cool. They're going to make the Master Grade Barbatos, which I didn't really think we particularly needed. The 100 scale Barbatos is already good enough in my opinion. But if they're going to do some if they're going to do some Master Grades from IBO, hopefully they'll do a Master Grade Greys as well. Let's see. Never talk people real name. Okay. I think I missed something here. Fabian asks if I'm getting the Leo full weapon set. I was thinking about it, but I decided not to. And let's see. My dad said for the old model, don't strip, just sand and repaint. All right, Dad. But the problem is that it's a small part with like a lot of tiny little surfaces, so just sanding all of that would be just really annoying. Just sand all of these little bits, and the paint has been on there for ages, and it's enamel paint, so it's probably going to be super hard. But I'll try. I would like to just strip it. Just drop it in some stripper and just leave it there for a day and then take it out, and the paint's going to be much easier, but we'll see. RNA said, do you think there's still room on YouTube for more Gundam channels, or is it too saturated? It depends on what you do. I don't know. I think for Gundam channels or anything else, whatever you're doing, there's always going to be other people doing something similar. So, I mean, I think the thing is probably just doing something different, something unique about your channel to kind of set it apart from the others. As long as you're doing something interesting and something or like giving your own point of view on something, there's always room for more. So I would say, I don't know, if you want to make a Gundam or Gunpla YouTube channel, by all means. And let's see, Wingwolf said, you think the next MG00 kit will come out next year? Probably the Curios. Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. The Dynamace was out the beginning of this year, right? So the next one, yeah, I think Curios is maybe a good guess as to what that would be, but I don't know. I mean, it could be the Virtue. Who knows? Bandai could surprise us and just put out the Virtue first. But whatever it is it going to be next year? Hard to say. I would guess yes, but we'll have to see. I'm just trying to think back, because when they were doing like the seed master grades, they were coming out. It wasn't once a year though. I think they were coming out, but master grades in general were coming out faster at the time. So I think, how about when the seed master grade kits were coming out, like all like the main mobile suits from this series, were those coming out like once a year? If so, then I think it's probably safe to assume a similar trend for the 00 lead suits. But again, Bandai and trends is kind of completely up in the air. You really can never know. Sometimes they follow trends, and sometimes they don't. One interesting thing about the legs on this being the legs from the Woundwort, they have one improvement over the legs of the Woundwort, in that this part here on the side of the leg, actually, this little camera part actually flips out, where on the Woundwort it was just a fixed thing. I believe so, right? This camera bit on the side of the leg. I think, if I remember correctly, for the Woundwort, that was just a fixed part like that. It didn't actually fold in and out. This one actually does. Okay, so there's that. And this connects into the leg. There's our folded up Woundwort leg. So that'll plug onto there. And there is our leg. We still have this piece here left too. Do you think it's possible to make the TR1 version of the Haze'n-thley out of this kit? No. Max, no, you wouldn't be able to make the Haze'n-thley 1 with this kit, because I think you're talking about basically using kind of like parts of the head and parts of the chest. You would need, like, because the TR1 Haze'n-thley is mostly a Hazel custom, just like the head and the torso are like the big changes for that. But you know, you couldn't really use the head and the torso from this to make that. It's I think quite different. Well, there's one leg. Now we need to build the other one before we can build the waist and put them all together. So building that one leg was kind of slow. I was not very focused. I'm gonna focus and build this one. Jerry said an Easy 8 2.0. Yeah, the Ground Gundam / Easy 8 / Ground Gym, those kits getting a 2.0, that could work, because I mean, with the 2.0 of the Easy 8 or the Ground Gundam, whichever one of those they make a 2.0, they can use that to make 2.0s the other versions, like they did with the original Master Grade. The original Master Grade, the Ground Gundam, the Easy 8, the Ground Gym, the Gym Sniper all use a lot of the same parts, so they could do that. If they make a 2.0, they could make 2.0s of all of those kits. So yeah, that could work, and probably other variants as well. I'm not sure. They would probably make like a P Bandai Gym Head ground Gundam that would just be like the ground Gundam, and they would just give you parts to make the new Jim head for that. Kind of like what they did with the HG ground Gundam kit recently. So yeah, if Bandai sees the opportunity to make, I mean, because that's the thing too with these kits, they want to be able to make variants of them. So when they put in all the time and resources into producing a kit, they want to be able to get their money's worth out of it, so they need to be able to make variants. So Master Grade 2.0 Easy 8 or any one of those, they could certainly make a lot of variants out of. So that's possible. Yeah. I'm wondering what happened to all the Jagan variants we were expecting to see. After the Master Grade Jagan came out, we were all expecting all these Jagan variants. We've only got the D-type out so far, right? So where's all the Jagan variants? And when are we going to start seeing some Zaku Warrior variants as well? Because we know those are coming too. It's just a matter of time. So, I mean, as much as everyone doesn't like P Bandai, I'm waiting to see what variants we get of those kits. The Jagan and the Zaku Warrior. This is kind of hard to get in there. There you go. This piece. You need to push in there, it needs to click into place, but there's kind of like nowhere to grab it properly to do so. Anyway, it's on there now. And I don't know if you guys like this or sorry, hang on. Can you make an unfolded woundwort leg, or is it fixed? Grave Kebab, hang on, let me get this build up, and I'll show you what you can do with the woundwort leg. The other one's kind of already attached in there, so I'll show you what you can do with the woundwort leg here in a moment. You can make it sort of opened up, but it doesn't look exactly the same as just the standard woundwort leg. This is the standard woundwort kit, so I'll show you. What was I just talking about? I lost my train of thought. I was going to mention, yeah, I feel like a lot of times in these streams, we somehow or other get onto the topic of talking about like sci-fi movies or some sort of movies topic. So I don't know if a lot of you guys like that or dislike that, but I just want to mention to you guys that I recently started watching, just because it's on Netflix here in Korea, I started watching the original Star Trek series because I've never actually seen it. And I don't know. It's cool, and there's some cool ideas, but it's really interesting to see how much of what I'm seeing in the series, how much of that I've seen before at this point. So it's either stuff that like this Star Trek series borrowed from other early sci-fi movies, like Forbidden Planet, things like that, or how much other sci-fi movies have borrowed a lot from Star Trek, from some of those ideas in the early Star Trek movies. I think it's probably a mix of both, borrowing going both ways. But it's kind of interesting, and it really reminds me a lot of what's the name of that series? What, the Outsiders? Is that right? What's the name of that? The Outsiders? No, what's the name of that series? I forget. What's the name of that sci-fi series? Is it The Outsiders? No, that's not right. That's a totally different thing. The Invaders. There we go. All right. Yeah, the old sci-fi series. Which one came out first? Is some of you, whoever is, can just Google that real quick for me. Which one came out first? The Invaders or Star Trek? Because they're very similar, I feel like. Not Outlimits. The Invaders. That's what it is. It's the Invaders. Which one of those came out first? Because I've watched most of the Invaders. I haven't seen it all the way to the end of the series, unfortunately. I haven't been able to find I was watching it on just some streaming sites, and it kind of got to a dead end where they didn't have any of the later episodes. So I haven't finished it. But a lot of similarities between the two. Yeah, the original Lost in Space series I need to watch at some point as well, but I haven't watched that one either. That one into there, like that. That one on there, then that will go to there. Okay. The indoor leg. I just got through doing that a couple months back. Tons of deep cuts to be found. Realized. Anyone know about the which one came first? Which came first? The original Star Trek series or the Invaders? Invaders came out in 1967 to 68. '67 to '68. Invaders, Star Trek was like exactly the same time, 66 to 69. So they were coming out right around the same time. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. It's like the similarity is basically just kind of in like the plot structure, the story structure, but also very similar in the music. And just like the music of the series is so similar. Just like the music, the sound effects, and everything. Uh, so I don't know. Any of you guys also ever watched The Invaders? Yeah. It's pretty interesting, but like after going through a couple seasons of that, or after going, well, I guess it only just after 2 seasons if I remember correctly, but after watching a bunch of episodes of The Invaders, it got very repetitive. It was like the same thing happening in every episode, so oops, forgot the part in there. Star Trek at this point does seem to be maybe a little bit less repetitive, but I'm only a handful of episodes in, so I'm not entirely sure yet. You ever wonder if we'll get a Gundam F90 anime with the 00 UC 100 project heading away? Jetfire, I think that's a possibility. I've wondered about that as well. Or at least like an F90 OVA or something, I don't know. So I'm not really too familiar with the story, so I'm not sure how they might want to actually structure that, but it is possible. Very nice, yeah. Thank you. Very nice. Jerry Bots coming in a little bit late on the Trash to Treasure input there, but thank you for your vote there for modernizing an old Desert Zaku. Just curious how many of those kits boxes are you taking with you when you move? Loop, dude. I'm going to take as much as I can, but I'm also going to try to build, paint, and sell as much of them as possible before moving. So I don't have to take everything, but obviously I'll only be able to get to so much, and there's always new stuff coming out. That's the problem with trying to, I'm sure, as you guys are also well aware, trying to work your way through your backlog is that there's always new stuff coming out. So that can be a little bit tricky. And that's right. Okay, so Grave Kebab, you were asking about the woundwort leg. Here's the parts of the woundwort leg. The bottom of the leg only folds down to there. It's 90 degrees, so it doesn't fold down all the way straight. And then we don't have the whole part for the front of the leg. So basically this inner part of like the woundwort thigh is gone. It's changed. So you don't have too much else going on with that. So that's basically just meant to be folded up in here as the thigh of the Haze'n-thley II. And that is all. Why don't you want to plug into there? What's going on? There we go. Oof, a little bit tight. There we go. And this one on this side. So there's our legs. Very big tree trunk legs. Do your hands ever hurt or shake when dealing with small parts? Because I find that my hands shake a little when I'm dealing with small parts. Winged Wolf, not really shaky or hurting from small parts necessarily, but my fingers do get a little bit sore if I'm building a lot. So if I'm building like a couple days in a row, just like doing a bunch of building, then yeah, my fingers do get a little bit sore. I have experienced that before, yes. Shaky, not really shaky. And again, not really due to the size of the parts, just due to just a lot of building in general. That would sometimes happen to me, like at my teaching job before, when we would have maybe like the end of the semester and we have like a couple days where we don't have any class, like right at the end of the semester, the kids are all done with their lessons and stuff. So we don't have any class, so I just have like a couple of days of just free time at my desk. So I'd usually just build a bunch of stuff. So that sometimes it happened at that time. Just like be building tons of stuff and fingers get a little bit raw, yeah. Yeah, Cindermint, yeah, Alex answered the question there. In about a year and a half, so something like that, we're planning to move to Florida. Now we're building the waist section, which is really super cool. And we need a couple, at least one polycap here. I don't know if we need more. I need to find the piece I'm looking for, which is this one, which has polycap to go in here. And there. And other one, opposite side of that is here. Hey, what do you think is the best grunt suit that isn't the Leo or Magonak? Well, in my list of best grunt suits, I wouldn't really necessarily put the Leo or Magonak in there anyway, but aside from those two other grunt suits that I like, of course we gotta show love to the original Zaku 2. I know that's not the original, but the Zaku 2. Zaku 2, obviously a wonderful grunt kit. And what else? Favorite grunt suits? Yeah, the Greys is pretty awesome, like I mentioned earlier. Love the design of the Greys. And what else? I don't know. Really like the Jesta, but I would almost consider the Jesta as sort of like a super grunt. It's not exactly. I don't know if, I mean, technically I guess it would be a grunt suit, but it's kind of hard to think of a Jesta as a normal grunt. So here, right? Yes. There we Polycap in there. Oh, the Wadom. Yeah, the Wadom is pretty awesome as well. Really hoping that we get a kit of that sometime next year. They had it teased at the Build Divers thing at was that the All Japan Hobby Show or something? That was not too long ago. They had like a image there for that. Any plan to build 40K minis, Imperial Knight? Maybe no. I'm not. I just don't like the aesthetic of that stuff. All the Warhammer stuff is just not to my personal taste. Uh, it's not the size or anything. I mean, the other problem is that I just wouldn't be good at painting them, I think. Obviously, with anything, practice makes perfect. I would just need to practice, but I know I wouldn't be any good at painting them. The other thing is I'm just not really into the design. I don't like that kind of aesthetic mostly. If I really took the time to look around through a bunch of that stuff, I'm sure I could maybe find something that I like from the series, but yeah, not super into it. Sorry. We do have the Woundwart's back skirt part here. It's Bumblebee butt. That'd be Bumblebee the animal, not the transformer. And a couple of stickers for that, number 9 on this side. The stickers on the back of this always just remind me of like car tail lights, just in green. Will you be getting Ironclad? Will you be getting the HG Mudrock? Yes, definitely. I'm really looking forward to the HG Mudrock. So I think that's out like very soon. I think it already maybe be released in Japan, which means that it should be here very soon. I could be wrong. I know it's out this month, right? So should have that by the end of the month anyway. So we'll probably maybe do a live build of that. Here, now that I've got you guys watching, hang on just a second. Let's have a vote what the next live build should be, because I just got a couple of kits in the other day. Let's see. Oh, well, actually, I guess we probably don't need to vote on this. Here's the kits that were delivered the other day. We have Here to Do 2 expansion set, or the second Victory Gundam, the second V. I think the expansion set, not really very fun to watch a live build of an expansion set, so maybe we don't need to have a vote. I would say the next live build probably then going to be, or it's Frame Arms month, so we should do a live build of a Frame Arms kit. Maybe after this, let's build the second V for the next live stream, and then the next live stream after that, we'll do a Frame Arms kit. I've got a couple that I still need to build, so that'll probably be the Wolf Spectre, the Frame Arms Wolf Spectre kit I need to build up. So next live stream, second V, then after that the Frame Arms Wolf Spectre, which is also a really cool kit. Alright, anyway, back to this kit anyway. Alright, so we've got the Woundwart's Bumblebee butt, plug onto here. And then we have the Woundwart's kind of front skirt part as well. Not really front skirt, kind of the front armor crotch section. Raushlam, hello. Second V looks awesome. Yeah, second V looks really cool. I got that in a couple days ago. Yesterday I recorded the unboxing for that, so I've already unboxed it and taken a look at all the runners and everything. And the runners, it has a lot of new parts in there, so that's always nice. So I think that build is going to be really fun. it's like a interesting mix. There's a lot of new parts in there, and some parts from the Victory, and some parts from the Victory 2 as well. So it should be cool. So that's already unboxed, but I'll just go through and get that ready, and then maybe live stream that later this week. We'll see how it goes, if I can have time. Today's Tuesday, so I think I can get that ready for live streaming by the end of this week. So maybe Friday? Maybe Friday we'll have another stream. Don't hold me to that at the moment, but I think that should work out. So let's say next live stream, probably on Friday morning, building second B. Friday morning for me, that'll be Thursday evening for those of you guys in the US, Thursday night. Andrew, what's your favorite Converge record? Hey, come on, I'm a Converge fan. You're gonna ask me my favorite Converge record, obviously, is gonna be Jane Doe, but I think that probably goes without saying. So I mean, the question is probably, aside from Jane Doe, what's my favorite Converge record? That one is a little bit trickier. I don't know, cause no, I'm not that much of an. I think like a really true, like super true old school Converge fan would have to say probably Petitioning the Empty Sky after Jane Doe. But me personally, I like Jane Doe and everything after Jane Doe. The early stuff I like, the earlier stuff before Jane Doe I like, but just not as much. I feel like they, with Jane Doe and after Jane Doe, they found their voice a lot more. Before that, it was good, but it didn't really feel like it was really theirs. Felt like they were just like doing the hardcore thing. After Jane Doe, they were doing the Converge thing, which is totally separate. So anyway, aside from Jane Doe, what's my favorite Converge album? I don't know. Let me look at the track list. I never really thought too much about it because I like song. I mean, I like all of them really. Some people don't really like certain albums more than others. No Heroes, really good. All We Love We Leave Behind is also super good as well. Oh man, I don't know. I could say that You Fail Me is probably my least favorite after Converge, but I still love You Fail Me as well. So I don't know. That's tough. It's easier to it's easier for me to say that You Fail Me is probably my least favorite, but it's all so good. What do you guys think? Andrew, respect improved. Well, thank you. Andrew, what's your favorite album aside from Jane Doe? I don't know if I've ever mentioned this in any of my live streams before, but one thing that I will say about Converge is that when I'm like needing to get stuff done, I'm like really busy, I really need to like focus and like plug away on something, as long as I'm not doing editing where I need to hear it. As long as I'm doing something where I can listen to music, Converge is usually what I'll put on. It's like kind of my go-to for like really focusing on something, like just getting in the zone, getting stuff done. Like that. I like All We Love We Leave Behind the second most. Yeah. All We Love We Leave Behind is pretty great in it. So Yeah. Alright, and this part goes on here like that. Kind of weird, the construction of this skirt part. That goes like that, with that side, and then that gets sandwiched by these parts in here, this one, and this one. It's like this big, huge thing out the back of, like the back is actually connected onto the side skirt, sort of like that. Gertz also says, I say frame arms just because I've been building my collection in Death Stranding. Yeah, that was awesome to see that that there's the tiger. What's it? What's the tiger frame arms kit in Death Stranding? It makes sense since it's a Shinkawa design that they put it in there, but that was pretty cool to see. This one, okay, it's a little different. This one down here like that. Question, how are the contest entries coming? Well, there's a lot of them. Not that many finished yet, but there's still a few weeks yet to go. Calamity Strike asks, what's my favorite Gundam intro? I mean, as a Turn A fan, of course, I love the goofy Turn A opening. Turn A Gundam. It's just pretty funny, but there's a lot of funny ones. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I honestly would have a hard time guessing that because I'm not the kind of person who like is into anime intros. I know people get like really excited about them. Honestly, it's like I'll watch it for the first episode, and then after that, I'm just skipping it every time. So. I don't know. What are you guys' favorite intros? Do you know Blue Oyster Cult? Of course, I know Blue Oyster Cult. I don't listen to Blue Oyster Cult, really, but I know who they are. No, I'm aware of the band. I'm aware of the style and sound. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself a fan by any means. Alright, so there's that. And then we just have a couple of parts here left. This part of these go onto here, here, and here, and here. It's getting weird and wild. This part plugs onto the front of there, like that, to hold those in place. And then this part onto the front of there. Shoop, shoop, shoop. And those need to fold up. So the wound warps part goes down. These parts fold up and plug onto there. Plug onto there, like that. Straighten those out. This is the part for the legs. So that we can plug the legs together onto here. We're going to have a similar problem like we had with the Penelope, where this is getting too big to fit on camera now. So I'll have to adjust the camera angle in a moment. Hang on. Bear with me. Uh-oh. Yeah, I often had this problem with the wound wart as well. The back skirt likes to fall off, and it's not easy to put back on because of the weird angle of it. Weird angle that it kind of connects in at. Okay, you can plug this into there. The bottom half is done. And our top half onto here. Ta-da! Ooh, he's a big one. Let me adjust the camera. Everyone's a Turn A fan all of a sudden. Yeah, I don't know. When I posted on my Facebook page, or posted a Turn A appreciation thing on my Facebook page, and I was surprised the amount of people saying that they liked Turn A. I didn't know that that many people liked it. So I was a little bit surprised by that amount of Turn A appreciation. With that, let me also adjust this here. Focus. There, and exposure. It's getting dark. One thing I did do is I hung a curtain over here on my window, so when we're doing these live streams during the day, we're not getting drowned out with a bunch of daylight. So I have much more better control over my lighting in the room now, which is good. All right. Can't wait for a review of this beauty. Yes, I agree. Just got the MG Turn A. Good for you, Zach. And Bro Builder likes my shirt. Thank you. Shout out to our buddy over there, True Gunpla. Thank you for the shirt, my boy. I don't wear it that often just because it's just a little bit small, or I'm just a little bit larger than I once was at the moment. So it's a little bit, just a little bit small on me. But I don't want to get the next larger size because that'll be too big. So I'm kind of stuck in between. But I'm working on losing some of the weight these days. So hopefully that will get better. Gotta get all the parts out of there, fish them all out of there. Basically, we just have a bunch of these are just connection parts, which we don't really need at the moment. These and these. Toss those back into there. Just the parts to make the long rifle here is pretty much it. Botas asked, what's my favorite kit of all time? I cannot answer that, I'm sorry to say. But a couple of HG kits that I do really particularly like are the Silver Bullet and the Haze'n-thley II. Both of them are pretty large kits, very cool design, and a lot of gimmicks with them. Like with the Silver Bullet, you've got the arms that shoot out on the cables. You have like a little claw inside there. You have the cannons on the back. Or with different variants, you have different stuff going on. Like with the Doven Wolf, you also have the cannon gimmick attaching onto the front of him and things like that. Haze'n-thley as well just has a bunch of gimmicks with just different kind of weapons with the claws, with the rose bits. I know that's not right, but it is a couple examples. But I don't know. There's a ton of kits that I like. I don't have a favorite. I'm building this from memory, or just without looking at the manual, because I think I can. But I'm going to find out if I can or not. I think for the handle party, I'm going to have to look at the manual, because it's a little bit more complicated. Or not the handle part, the part that connects onto the back of it. I've built this weapon a few times now at this point. It has the stickers for the blades, which I'm not going to put on at the moment. I also didn't put on the sticker there for the front of the crotch. I'll put them on a little bit later. But it does have those, of course. Oh, okay. No, I didn't miss anything. Yeah. Brian Linsenberg, thank you for your donation as well. Didn't put any comment or question or anything with that. Jisun K. Kim Ji-sun. Can you build a conversion kit live, please? Yeah, certainly. I'll probably do some live streaming, but working on a conversion kit. That's also something I'll probably be starting around the end of this month, maybe, or beginning of next month. We'll see again how fast things go. Working on the God Gundam conversion kit first. Spade also digging my shirt. Thank you. How goes things? Things are going well. I'm anxious to get this done. Just because I have other things to do, but also because I got to take a leak. So I want to finish this as soon as possible. And we're almost done. This is just the last part. Just need to get these few parts here together for the long rifle, and that is it. So if any of you guys have any other last questions about this kit or anything else, ask them now, because we're just about done here. Do you know how to make custom finals? Custom Gunpla? I'm guessing you're PS guy, you're asking about making custom Gunpla? Is that what you're asking? In which case, I know a little bit about that, but I'm not the expert on that, depending on what you want to know. That one goes on here, like that. No. This one into here, like that. This one, handle goes up. This one goes into there. That one folds down into there. Handle goes back down, and there you go. There he is, all done and done. So we got that. We also got another handful of connector parts here. These are for the transformations for this, multiple transformations it has. So I'll just have to use those for the review, of course. Here, 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 and one more here. So that's it for the building process. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think could possibly be the next Advance of Zeta kit? We've got the Haze'n-thley II Raw coming out soon, but after that, what do you guys think? What could be next after Haze'n-thley II? Possibly a Kehar? That would be amazing, as Roshalom was pointing out. Kehar, that's a good mention. I would love that. An HGKR kit would be amazing. But I don't know, anything. What else are they going to make out of the... It would be really cool if they would make a big arms unit. I don't know, just taking parts from the Psycho Gundam and just giving us some new kind of connector parts for that to make the big arms unit for the Hazel Osla. I don't know. Barzam 2 would be cool. Yeah. Barzam 2. Yeah. What else do you guys think? Winged Wolf also asked, are you planning on getting the Dark Army kit? Yeah, the HG Dark Army kit, I believe, is being delivered later today. I just got a message about it this morning that the box is on its way, so I think that'll be coming if not today, then tomorrow. So actually, maybe with the Dark Army kit as well as the V2, not the Victory 2, the Core Gundam and V2 armor, those two kits are being delivered today or tomorrow, I think. So should probably stream one or two of those kits as well. So maybe we'll stream the Dark Army build. I don't know. Building the Dark Army kit will probably take like 30 minutes. And then the V2 Gundam maybe a little bit longer as well. So maybe we'll do a dual build on Friday. If I can get both of those kits ready on Friday, maybe we'll do a dual build, building up Dark Army kit real quick, and then the second V kit maybe won't live stream building the Build Divers V2. Maybe not really particularly necessary. Yeah, so that's it for the Haze'n-thley II. I'm gonna work on the review for this for you guys. I'll get that out pretty soon. And yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for watching. That's it for this stream. Like I said, I talked about what streams are coming up next, some other stuff that I'm working on, so I think that just about covers it. Also, an update video I need to make. So, yeah, that's it for today, or for now, guys. I'll have some stuff coming up for you in the very near future. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.